Resident Evil: The Final Chapter is Milla Jovovichs' supposed final appearance as Alice in the Resident Evil cinematic universe. And it seems like they truly saved the best for last, as this film serves as a full-throttle, adrenaline-fueled ride that takes very few breaks in between. But is this truly the end of the film saga, or does the ending of the final chapter leave room for a sequel and possibly a final chapter part 2? And like all my endings explained, everything from here on out is a spoiler to the film, so you've been warned. So here are the questions. Is this truly the final Resident Evil in this story arc, or can we expect a part 2? If there will be a part 2, what can we expect since all the main antagonists are now dead, and how many human lives still roam the Earth? If anybody stayed after the credits rolled, what was up with the Red Queen's final message to the audience? And the third act of Resident Evil: The Final Chapter really throws a lot of information at you at once, so let's briefly clear that all up. The Umbrella Corporation, including Dr. Isaacs and the High Command, had intentionally unleashed the T-Virus on the world in order to accelerate what they felt was inevitable, which was human extinction due to multiple conditions, which was global warming, overpopulation, and a dwindling food supply due to unchecked population control. So in order for Isaacs and the High Command to survive this orchestrated apocalypse, they had cryogenically frozen themselves so they could rebuild the Earth in their own image at a later time, creating essentially a Noah's Ark of the rich. But the Red Queen had recorded Isaac's plan for human extermination, and Dr. Isaac's plans violated her primary directive, which was to protect human life. At least human lives that were not infected by the T-Virus, but I mean, hey, infected lives matter too, right? So because of this, the Red Queen had Alice help her destroy the Umbrella Corporation and release the antivirus, but we then realized that this entire time, the Alice that we all knew and loved was not the real Alice. But let's back up a bit. Most of us knew the origin of the Red Queen little girl, right? She was created in the image of one of the founders of the Umbrella Corps' daughters, Dr. James Marcus. His daughter Alicia Marcus had a rare disease called progeria aging disease, which caused rapid aging in young children, causing say an 11-year-old to look like an 80-year-old. Not the same as Andy Milonakis disease, that's something completely different. In order for Dr. Marcus to keep some resemblance of his child before the disease took full effect, Dr. Marcus would frequently record her voice and scan her image. But Dr. Marcus was killed by his co-founder Dr. Alexander Isaacs out of sheer greed and the desire to mass-produce the T-Virus. With Dr. Marcus now out of the picture, Dr. Isaacs took Alicia under his wing to run Umbrella Corps as 50-50 partners, and used her scanned images and recorded voice tapes to create an artificial intelligence in charge of monitoring all of the Hive's operations. Dr. Isaacs also created Alice, or rather Project Alice, to try and build a superior race, since Alice was the first experiment to successfully bond with the T-Virus. The real Alice, real name Alicia, was wheelchair bound because even though as a child her DNA had successfully bonded with the T-Virus, stopping the aging process of her disease, the effects did eventually wear off and the disease took full effect, causing her elder appearance. Alicia, knowing she wouldn't live much longer anyway, decides to download all of her early memories onto a contact lens, giving it to Alice as her final gift. So clone Alice can continue her life, killing all the remaining infected, as the airborne antivirus may take years to spread. But now with seemingly no main antagonist remaining for Alice to face, and around 4,000 plus remaining uninfected humans roaming the Earth, it doesn't seem like there's much to go on as far as a final chapter part 2 goes. And in multiple interviews with Milla Jovovichs, she has confirmed that this is indeed her final appearance as Alice, and will be passing on the acting torch to her daughter Ever, who played the Red Queen in this final Resident Evil film installment. So, sorry fans, there will not be a part 2 or any Resident Evil films with Milla Jovovichs' Alice. But in this day and age where every movie gets a reboot, it is not out of the question down the road to see another installment, or possibly a new series of Resident Evil films tied more directly to the Capcom video games. And for those of you who stayed for the post-credits scene, or rather bit of audio, like myself, you were probably left very confused. Why would the director leave in the same bit of audio from the first Resident Evil film in 2002, when the Red Queen says,
"You're all going to die down here"?
At first when I heard this, I thought it was the theater usher just trying to get everybody to leave, which I did hastily. Don't want to piss those guys off, they might beat you down with one of those glowing orange airline control sticks or something. But I don't know, maybe it was just a bit of cheeky humor from the director's side, just trying to spook the few of those that stayed for the entire film, because other than that, it really doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's everything I have for the Any Explained breakdown and recap of Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and tell me your thoughts on the film. Do you believe this is truly the final film? Are you at all taken aback due to the multiple plot holes in the movie? Or do you just let it slide? Because I mean, that's what we expect from a Resident Evil film anyway. And as always, I'll be back next time with videos like this and more. And as always, guys, this is 5 Things Explains Everything with the Fingabang Show. I'm out.